What if the most destructive part of your personality is actually the only part of you that's still alive?
Oof. Heavy for a Wednesday morning, Seth.
A bit, isn't it? But welcome even to Haanaan Wins. I'm feeling strangely centered today. Had a bit of a breakthrough with some systems theory reading last night, and it's finally making the chaos feel structured.
I wish I could say I felt that way. I'm currently vibrating on a mix of post-yoga bliss and a massive amount of caffeine. I finally fixed the coffee machine last night, so that was a spiritual victory, but I'm still trying to shake off this weird, restless anxiety.
At least you're not peeling. I am officially a human onion today. The sun won yesterday, and now I'm just flaking. I look like I've been through a very bad magic trick.
You look like a cautionary tale about SPF, Paco.
Speaking of chaos, where is Jane? She's usually the first one here to tell us we're being too dramatic.
She's currently mid-transit, likely hunting down a bookstore that smells sufficiently like dignity to appease her. She'll be joining us in a moment.
She's probably just hiding from the tourists. I saw a guy earlier eating a hot dog with enough mustard to coat a small car. It was a total transcendence killer.
Well, before Jane arrives to sharpen her wit against ours, I want to pivot. We've been talking a lot lately about optimization, how to be better, faster, more productive. But lately, I've been thinking about the cost of that constant ordering of the self.
The exhaustion of being good all the time? It's exhausting, isn't it?
Exactly, which is why I wanted to bring us to a text that looks at the exact opposite of order. Today, we're diving into the Book of Lilith by Black Koltuv. We're looking at the unbecoming manifesto why we might actually need our inner demons to escape the burnout of toxic productivity.
Now, that is a concept I can get behind. Let's see if we can find the magic in the mess.
Okay, we have the text. We're looking at the preface and the first chapter of Koltuv's The Book of Lilith. And honestly, before we even get to the demons, look at how she starts. She says Lilith eluded this anthology for years.
Of course she did. You can't just trap a force of nature in a table of contents.
Exactly. She says she hates to be pinned down by the word. And then she gets really personal about why she couldn't write it. She mentions the heavy chains of iron used in amulets to ban her, and even the weight of Adam's body lording it over her.
Yikes. That's a lot of heavy imagery right out of the gate.
It's visceral, isn't it? It's about the literal, physical pressure of trying to force something wild into a small, orderly space.
Right, and look at how she describes her breakthrough. She says she had to make a deal with Lilith. She'd repeat the stories told by men, the warnings, the legends, but in exchange, Lilith would have her way.
She anointed her body with oil and danced naked in the desert. Man, that's a hell of a way to conduct research.
But it's the only way to get to the truth, isn't it? You can't study the shadow by staying in the light. You have to witness the dance.
If you two are done romanticizing the desert heat, I have a headache that is currently performing its own ritual.
Jane, you made it. Did you find your dignity in that bookstore?
I found some dust and a sense of superiority. But I'm here. What are we breaking today?
We're breaking the myth of the good girl. We're looking at Lilith.
Fine, let's see the carnage.
Okay, so, Jane, look at the snippet from the introduction. Koltuv is tracing this lineage. It's more than one thing. It's Sumerian storm spirits, Babylonian demons, even the child-killing witch Lamashtu.
It's like a cosmic contagion. She's everywhere. Seductress, vixen bogey, bloodsucker. The list of names is it's a graveyard of labels.
Those aren't names, Emily. Those are descriptions written by people who were terrified of her. It's classic othering.
That's the point, and it ties directly to what we were saying about the unbecoming manifesto. Look at this claim in chapter 1. She is a counterforce, a balancing factor, an opposite but equal weight to God's goodness and maleness.
Wait, stop. An opposite but equal weight? That's a huge claim.
It changes the whole vibe. It's an equilibrium rather than evil versus good.
It's a bold claim to make in a world that spent millennia trying to erase her. But look at the Zohar quote she pulls in. The whole drama starts with the sun and the moon.
Yeah, the sun and the moon were equal in dignity at first. But then the sun basically tells the moon, how can a little candle shine at midday? And God tells the moon, go and diminish yourself.
Oh man, that optimization move. You're great, but you're too much, so just shrink.
Go diminish yourself. That is so painful to hear. It's exactly what we do to ourselves, in the name of being productive or palatable. We shrink our own light so we don't offend the sun.
And the result? The text says that because of this diminution, a membrane or a husk, a clefaiber, was created. And from that husk, Willis emerged.
Think about that. The shadow isn't just an accident, it's the byproduct of this suppression. Every time we force ourselves to be smaller or better or more controlled, we are literally creating the shell that allows this wild, uncontainable force to grow.
So, the demon is just the part of us that refused to shrink?
The part that lives in the husk.
And it's hungry.
Okay, let's look at the actual mechanics of the diminishment, because this is where it gets wild. There's this passage from the Zohar describing the separation. It says God, to settle the discord between moon and sun, caused the moon to diminish herself and go forth in the footsteps of the flock.
Go forth in the footsteps of the flock. That is such a lonely image. It's like she was told, you can stay, but you have to follow the crowd. You have to be part of the herd.
And the hierarchy was set in stone. The greater light by day and the lesser light by night. The text says the dominion of the day belongs to the male and the night to the female.
Wait, so even in the cosmic hierarchy, the men get the spotlight and the women get the shadows?
Exactly, but look at the cost. The text says that while both luminaries still rule, the moon clearly feels herself to be diminished. And here's the kicker, the part that connects back to that husk we were talking about. Because of this intervention, the Caliph, the husk of evil, was born. And this is where Koltuv gets incredibly descriptive.
Oh wow. Lilith has the body of a beautiful woman from the head to the navel, but from the navel down, she is flaming fire.
Okay, so she's part supermodel, part wildfire. That is a lot of energy to manage in a single person.
It's more than a random mutation, Paco. Look at what Seth said earlier about the unbecoming. The text says her energy is derived from the resentment and diminishment of the moon. She is the literal embodiment of the resentment that happens when you're forced to shrink.
Right, and look how Koltuv links this to June. She says that these encounters with this dark feminine side are actually necessary for the permanence of the world. She uses this metaphor of building a house of stone for consciousness.
So you're saying we need the fire part of her to make the structure of our lives strong?
That's the claim. She says without this balance, our consciousness is just a wretched straw hut. To have a real permanent self, you have to integrate the shadow. You have to account for the fire.
Spoken like a true academic. But look at the next part. It gets even more structural. This bit about King Solomon and the nut garden.
The nut garden, is he out here talking about snacks or what?
He's talking about layers, Paco. He uses the analogy of a nutshell, a califa, to explain how these spirits inspire desire. It's like a brain with many membranes.
It's a beautiful, if slightly dizzying, image. Brain within brain and spirit within spirit, so that one is a shell to another. The text is saying the entire universe is built on this principle of layering and covering.
It's like the universe is an onion.
And I'm over here just trying not to make everyone cry while I peel it.
But look at the implication here. The shells are created for the benefit of the brain. Even the diminution, even the creation of these layers, is meant for the better ordering of the world.
But the ordering has a dark side. Look at this. She says Lilith arises from the side of stern judgment and punishment, the Gevura, and she emerges from the dregs of the wine.
The dregs. The stuff left at the bottom that nobody wants.
And she's not alone. She's paired with Samael, the devil. The text says they are intertwined like a single shoot. One is the male, one is the female, and they are red like the rose.
Red like the rose. That's strangely beautiful for a demon story.
It's the beauty of the primal, Paco. But don't forget the labels. For men, she's the secteftive witch or the strangling mother. For women, she's the dark shadow of the self.
It's the same pattern we started with. The labels are always about fear.
But then, and this is my favorite part of this whole section, it shifts. It moves from the cosmic and the terrifying to something incredibly earthy.
Here we go, the nature chapter.
The Zohar claims that Lilith is the soul of every living creature that creepeth. She is the soul of the great sea monsters, the Leviathan and its mate. She is the animating, instinctual, natural level of being.
That's a massive shift. She's more than this scary figure in the shadows. She is the pulse of life in the wild. The soul of the creature.
So she's the reason the animals move. She's the biological drive.
Precisely, and it ties back to the Adam myth. The text says that after Adam named all the animals, he felt this lustful longing. He saw the mating, and it made him realize his own aloneness.
Ah yes, the classic existential crisis triggered by watching the zoo maneuver.
But look at the biological claim here. The text says that originally Adam was both male and female, but after naming the animals, God separated the female from his side and brought this woman to him.
And the text explicitly says, this female was none other than the original Lilith.
Wait, so the perfect partner, the good wife, was actually the wild renegade original partner?
Exactly. The orderly version was a replacement. The good version was a reduction.
And then she brings it home to the body. Look at this last paragraph. She says Lilith is the animating, embodied sexual longing. And for women, she says, it's a pulsating, throbbing, primal, wordless state of being.
The kind of sexuality you feel right before your period, when the hormones are at their peak.
It's not something you can optimize or plan. It's just there. It's the raw, unmediated power of the body.
It brings us right back to the beginning. If the good version of ourselves is the one that follows the flock, then the Lilith version of us is the one that remembers how to pulse, how to hunger, and how to be incontainable.
I think I'm starting to like the dregs a little more than I thought.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, Paco. You're still a tomato.
A tomato with a soul, Jane. A tomato with a soul.
Okay, let's get into the heavy lifting. We're moving from the idea of Lilith as a force into the actual mechanics of her origin. And it starts with this incredibly dense passage from the Zohar.
Oh man. In the depth of the great abyss, there's a certain hot, fiery female spirit named Lilith.
Straight into the fire. No warm-up.
Right, but look at what happens to Adam first. He's not even a man yet, he's just this body. And the text says, 1,000 spirits from the left side, the side of evil, were trying to swarm him.
The cosmic struggle for Elise. Everyone wants a piece of the new guy.
Exactly. But then God intervenes. He sends a cloud to drive them away and breathes life into the dust. And here's the part that changes everything. When man arose, his female was affixed to his side, thus perfecting itself.
Wait, hold on. His female was affixed to his side. This isn't about Eve. This is about Adam being whole, like an androgynous complete unit.
Precisely. It echoes that earlier claim about the first creation account being about an androgynous, instinctual wholeness. He wasn't a man looking for a woman, he was a complete being with two sides.
And then comes the optimization we were talking about earlier. The good version of the story.
Yeah. The text says God sawed the man in two and fashioned Haanaan bride from the piece. And the moment Lilith sees this, the moment she sees the division, the moment she sees the order being imposed, she flees.
She flees because she can't exist in a fragmented state. She's part of that original unfragmented whole.
But look at where she ends up. She's in the cities of the seacoast trying to snare mankind. She becomes the ruin of the world.
Or, if you want to be generous, she's the residue of the original perfection that the new system couldn't contain.
And that brings us to the core tension of the book. Koltuv is looking at the discrepancy between these two creation accounts. The first, where everything is one and androgynous, and the second, the Yahwist version, where Adam is alone and it is not good.
It is not good that man should be alone. It's the beginning of the loneliness, the beginning of the need to fix the incompleteness by creating a subordinate.
Look at how he describes the second woman. He takes a rib, he builds it into flesh, and Adam says, "This is bone from my bones."
It's a great sales pitch, but it's a downgrade.
It's a massive downgrade. Look at the imagery Koltuv uses to contrast them. She brings in this poem, and guys, this poem it's intense. It describes Eve as having a repulsive fetal stench coming from a swamp's seething womb.
Oh wow, that is visceral. The nipples were phalanges of adult ring fingers. That is not a pretty description.
Okay, so Eve is a bit of a swamp monster.
No, Paco, she's the domesticated version. She's the herbivorous animal. Stolid. Predictable. Wonderless mouth.
Exactly. She is the mother of all those who live, which sounds great, but look at the cost. She has smooth skin without the marine gleam of shells. She's been stripped of the wild elemental magic.
But then look at how the poem describes the other side. The way Adam remembers Lilith.
When he saw Lilith, the sweetest demon, shining with female form, hooded by a labile ring of alchemic stars, advancing in bright fierceness.
The sweetest demon. That's the line. She's a monster and bright fierceness. She's the part of us that is shining even when she's terrifying.
Preceded by an incredible animal sporting a single high horn on its celestial forehead. Man, the imagery is it's like a fever dream.
It's the imagery of the unregulated psyche. Before the rib and the flesh and the order.
And it ties back to what we were discussing about the unbecoming. The poem says the new Eve is looking for other demons in her likeness. She's beautiful, she's acrobatic, but she's unknown to Eden's other animals.
Because she's part of that split, the part of the feminine that was split off from procreation and motherhood.
The magic was stripped away to make the good version of motherhood possible. to make the orderly family possible.
And the cost of that order? The text says Adam sacrificed the unicorn, the creature of primordial oneness, to God.
Wait, so to get stability, to get this new ordered life, he had to kill the symbol of the whole?
He had to kill the connection to the wild, instinctual, unfragmented self.
He sacrificed the magic to become complete in a way that actually makes him lonely.
Welcome to civilization, everyone. It's much more efficient, but significantly less magical.
I think I'm gonna go put some more aloe on my nose. This much primordial truth is making my skin stink.
We'll be right back.
Honestly, if we keep digging into the primal psyche this fast, I'm going to need a much stronger drink.
I'm with Jane. Let's take 5 before my brain and my sunburn completely melts.